Well, I'm just a posting fool today. That's what's going on. Honestly, it really is very much inspired by the great delight in listening to music that I'm having today. And so, consequently, I'd like to do a part two to albums that are tens for me. Um, I'm listening to one now. I'm going to turn it down, so even though it's probably not distracting, but I pulled some more of my favorite albums that, as far as I can ascertain, are tens for me. And the first one is Scott 4 by Scott Walker. This album is it's just such a fantastic piece of work from beginning to end. It starts off so strong, and just song after song after song. Boy Child. I mean, I could go on. This is just Scott 4. Another 10 for me. And again, I decided as I was thinking about this, doing more 10s, it's like, this is my 10. No compromise. Don't try to put anything in there because someone thinks it should be in there. Just put your 10s. And this is one of my 10s. Sparks in a Dark Room, Mini Pops. Post-punk, near perfection in my opinion. This album is so badass. Sparks in a Dark Room by Mini Pops. 10. Let's just keep rolling. Again, another prog rock masterpiece for me is by the French band Pulsar, and it's the album Halloween. This is a masterpiece. Melancholy, beautiful, multifaceted concept, amazing, beautifully played, wonderful musicianship, that haunting melancholy. This is so fantastic. 10. Pulsar, Halloween. Definitely one of my all-time favorite prog albums. And I love me some prog. This one is just one of the best. Absolutely a 10. And yeah, Pulsar, Halloween. Check this one out if you haven't heard it. This next artist, I love him so much. I had to have two. 10. Herbie Hancock, Sextant. Groundbreaking, in my opinion. I use it a lot. Let me stop that, okay? Groundbreaking album. Killer album. Herbie Hancock, Sextant. I had to include this one because this one blew the top of my head off. When I first got introduced to it, it still to this day is a magical album. Crossings by Herbie Hancock. I'd like to upgrade my copy. This is my original copy I bought back in the 70s. This is an amazing album. I stopped myself. Amazing album. Another album that is inspiring, which is part of what makes an album a 10 for me. Not that every single song is good, but that the overall effect of the album, consistently is super strong. And here's one. Harmonia. Music von Harmonia. This is one I want to. Can't say enough about this album. The way it starts, that first track, Watusi, that alone. It's another one of those tracks that is so fantastic that it's not only cool to listen to, but what it suggests, what it says is possible by what it does. For that reason alone, I think it's something like, just like everyone says, well, Library of Congress has certain recordings that are considered, you know, timeless works of art that should be passed on from generation to generation. Well, this is one I think should be. This is Watusi by Harmonia. Really, really imaginative. 10. At first I was going to say Eskimo, but no. The album that really does it for me by The Residents is Mark of the Mole. This is their 10 for me, although Eskimo is an amazing, you know, it is. It's quite the work of art. But this is the one that really gets to me and got to me the most, even more than Eskimo. Mark of the Mole. This is a 10. Went out to the West Coast to see them perform this live when they first did it. Well worth it. Penn Jillette was the narrator of the show. Got to meet him the second night. That was the time when I was dropping acid. Turned out he was dropping acid too that second night. You know it's true, Penn. Mark of the Mole. 10. This is my 10 by these guys. Just, again, I love this album. For Your Pleasure, Roxy Music. You know, the first one, I love the cover, but this is the one. Yeah, For Your Pleasure. This is a 10 album for me. 10. Tereripto. What Comes After. 10. Oh my God, this is haunting is the word. Mood, you know, such a late night mood. Stark, but somehow so it just captivates my imagination from the very first time I heard this album, and consistently. I remember in particular one time with my friends when we were young. When did this come out? 1974, yeah. About 20 years old, 19 or 20. I made my friends listen to this. You know, they hated it, but it was just like, you know, I was young and it was having such an effect on me. It was like I insisted, you gotta try and get this, guys. They hated it. Oh my God. 10, What Comes After. This is one of my favorite ECM albums. Scott Walker in the background. I love me some Moody Blues, and this is their 10 for me. To our children's children. No shame in this game. This album is just beautiful, just wonderful. One of my all-time favorite albums. The music and the message, both parts of this album are very important to me. And because of its time in my life, it's something I learned from literally. This is music that helped me to grow as a person. 10, Moody Blues. Technodelic by Yellow Magic Orchestra. Another album where not only is it just a great album, but it just points the direction. When you hear it, you'll know what I mean. Because you'll hear things, it's like, oh, this sounds like so-and-so and so-and-so and so, and then you look at the date, oh, this is before so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. This is amazing. I just have to keep using the same words because I can't think of any more. This is a 10. Technodelic. Yeah. And so whenever Memphis Vinyl Gym, you and the Missus come up here, these records I'm showing you, if you haven't heard them by the time you get here, these are records, among many others, I would definitely want you to hear some of. That goes for other folks. This one seems like an obvious one, and it is. Close to the Edge, yes. This is a 10 in my book. Fantastic work of art. Fantastic piece of music. Fantastic. Yeah, I bothered to, after, I don't know how long after the record came out, but I bothered to learn Close to the Edge all the way through on bass. It was quite a challenge. I learned a lot about playing the bass by doing this, but among others. Was just talking about this, but this is a 10, Pawn Hearts, Van der Graaf Generator. Just did a whole video on this band. Classic, classic, classic. This is definitely a 10. This is definitely a 10 for so many reasons. For me, you know, yeah. A Love Supreme, John Coltrane. Wow. And it's not that it's his best, but this is a 10. So inspiring in so many ways. I just picked it up this on vinyl. I used to have an original years ago, sold it like a jackass. But the Chameleon Script of the Bridge, this is most definitely a 10. Every single song on this album is just killer. 10. Yes, for some reason, My Heart Belongs to Manchester. I don't understand either. I got a real strong thing with Manchester music as well as certain aspects of Japan. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Manchester calls me. Here's another 10. Dead Can Dance. Within the Realm of a Dying Sun. Oh, this album is just too much. So intense. So darkly beautiful. So captivating. The cover is absolutely perfect for the music. 10. Speaking of Manchester, The Queen is Dead. Yeah, this is a 10 for me. This is an album where you play it and the songs just get better and better and better and better and better and better and better, you know. And the last two songs of the album, it's like you can't even fucking believe by the time they get to There Is a Light. You know, when that, it's like, oh my God, these guys have found Pandora's box. And they top it. You know, I mean, as far as ending the album with Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. Damn. Smith's Queen is Dead is top 10. 10. Had to think about this for a minute. And so the Miles Davis album that represents a 10 for me, because this album is a representative, is Live Evil. I thought about it on the corner, but no, that doesn't quite cover what I wanted to cover when I'm talking about how much of a 10 Mr. Miles Davis, period, is in my musical history. The coffee is just so good. So Live Evil, for me, is a 10. There's a few tracks on here that, for me personally, just bombing, just bomb. It just blow my head. This is a 10, absolutely. Two more. Free Action by Wolfgang Downer. This is a German pianist, jazz pianist. This album is a mixture of composed and improvised jazz. Besides Wolfgang Downer, Eberhard Weber is on here, Jean-Luc Ponty, Manny Neumeier from De Guru plays drums on here. Some other cats are on here. Fred Bracewell from Ex Magma. This album is amazing. I keep saying it. What can I say? This is just so vital. So vital. Free Action. This is a 10 without question. And man, if you haven't heard, if you like jazz, this takes us back to the end of the 60s now, too. Free Action. This is a 10. Loudy. Just about done, y'all. Last one. Kit Watkins, who was originally in the band Happy the Man, and then also was in Camel for a while. This is his first solo album, Labyrinth. I love this album. It's just gorgeous. This is a 10. Keyboard, prog, beautiful, ambient, even a little bit of new age, but in a good way. Labyrinth, Kit Watkins. So that's my second batch of 10s. I mean, I won't be doing a third batch today, but you know, again, and the other thing is, like, if I wanted to really do more 10s, I got a bunch of 10s I don't have on vinyl. I just show the CDs. I'm sure that's true for some of you guys too. I'm just enthused about music, revitalized because of the turntable and the fact that it sounds so amazingly good. The Dereck column just sings. Oh man, thank you so much, James. Thank you so much. I just played all of side one on this just now before I put on the Scott Walker as I was pulling my second batch of 10s to show. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Before I go, I'll show some other things I played. SXL. This is something with Ronald Shannon Jackson on it. It's on the Enemy label. It also has Bill Laswell, Shankar, and Aib Dieng. Sounds like a jam, and it really doesn't do much. You know what I'm saying? It's on the Enemy label. So it's kind of cool to have, but this is not really, but I only listened to side one. Side one didn't really do much, so maybe side two. Drafted by Minotaurs. Put this on. This is kind of droney, guitar-based ambient stuff. Sweet God. This is a fat 180-gram vinyl pressing, so this just sings. It sounded great today. Drafted by Minotaurs. Aversion Therapy. I made a short video of Dubsex. I didn't even realize they were from Manchester again. I just know I like this stuff. So there's a Manchester sound. It's in my blood. I just naturally am drawn to it, huh, James? Huh. But Time of Your Life. Great song. Go back and watch the video where I'm listening to Dubsex. I put this on, and there's just a little bit of this that I can like. Eugene Chadbourne. I think he has members of Camper Van Beethoven on here. And, you know, Eugene is an amazing guitar player. He does a lot of roots stuff and then takes it outside. And so I have to kind of pick and choose the songs I like the best because, you know, he does a lot of country. He loves country and the banjo, you know, and I just can't hang for too long, you know. But when he goes heavy on here, and there's a couple of songs where he goes heavy, and it's cool. This one is, what is the name of this album? This is the Eddie Chatterbox Double Trio Love album. So maybe this is not the one with Camper Van Beethoven. I might be thinking of something else, but listen to that. This was a wonderful listen. This is Susumu Yokota. And I don't know much about this person. It seems to be kind of sample-based, ambient, beautiful. Beautiful. This is something I found when I was in New York, I guess a year or two ago. This sort of thing I can't find in Omaha nearly as often as I would like to. This was wonderful. Susumu Yokota. I played a bit of this, the Eddie Prevost quartet, improvisation, British. And this, it was starting to get going, but it's like I really wasn't ready to give it the time, so I just sampled a bit. And then I played some Anthony Phillips sides. Is that everything? Yeah. Is that everything I played? Yeah. It's just been fun. See y'all soon.